One of the best ways to prepare for mathematical conversations with our students is by anticipating students' thinking. When we try to imagine what our students might say, we prime ourselves to better hear, understand, and respond to their ideas. Let's look at this image of two groups of coins where we ask, which is more, and anticipate some of the many ways students might think about and answer that question. As anytime we look at coins, students might treat them as objects first. For instance, they might simply look at this and notice a large group of coins on this side and a small group of coins on the right and say, well, there are more coins on the left. They might not even count because a visual assessment here is entirely sufficient. If they choose to count, they might count individually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and determine there are 8 on this side, and count them individually over here to see 2, and know that 8 is greater than 2. They might alternatively count them in pairs and see one pair here, and then see 2, 4, 6, 8 on this side. If they choose to count them in pairs, however, they might see one pair on this side and see one pair and then know there are more without even counting beyond that. But of course, we also know that coins aren't just objects, they have value, and in fact, different value. If your students are in the United States, they might recognize these coins as dimes on this side with a value of 10 cents each, nickels on this side with a value of 5 cents each, and pennies here that are worth only 1 cent. If they have that knowledge and they think of these as objects with value, then they could count differently. Over here, they might count 10, 20, or see these as 2 tens to answer that there are 20 cents on this side. But on the left, they'd have to count somewhat differently. These nickels are each worth 5, so they might simply skip count 5, 10, 15, 20, and then count on from there 21, 22, 23, 24. To know that there's 24 cents on this side, and therefore there's more on the left, more cents. They might alternatively see this as counting these as 20, either individually or together, and then count these as 4 and join the 20 and the 4 together to make 24. They might also be thinking about making tens. These dimes are each worth 10, so a pair of nickels is also worth 10. There's 10 and 10 here, 10 and 10 here. And we could know that those are each 20, or we could simply recognize that if there's 20 on this side, and these two pairs also make 20, then this is more, regardless of how many there are. Students might count this in a variety of ways, using equivalence and thinking about the ways that this side is related to this side. Or they might be counting for value and simply count entire groups together and compare the totals at the end, knowing that this is 24 and this is 20 cents. In either case, whether they count coins or they count value, it is the left side that has more. We hope you try one of these which is more questions with coins with your students today.